Good morning and welcome to A Plus Schools Schoolwork Summit. I'm Devonna Graham, A Plus Schools Youth and Community Organizer, and I will be your host. Today is Saturday, March 24th, 2012. We have a large crowd of Pittsburgh parents, educators, and community members coming together to build a community commitment to effective teaching in every classroom in Pittsburgh Public Schools. We have a terrific day planned, including hearing from district leadership, teachers, and students. Everyone will have the opportunity to have their voice heard and build our commitment to our students. Let's get started. Kicking off today's summit will be Ms. Tracy Reed Armont. Tracy is the vice chair of the A Plus Schools Board and a parent of 2 Pittsburgh Public School students. Tracy is going to start off the day to introduce Dr. Linda Lane, Superintendent of Pittsburgh Public Schools, who will make opening remarks. We thought it'd be important to hear from our fearless leader as we start off this day working together.
Good morning. I'm Tracy Reed Armont, and I am Vice Chair of the Board of A Plus Schools. I'm a former public school teacher, and for as long as I can remember, I've been a huge advocate for the rights of children to have a high-quality education. I remember even as early as elementary school, I would always be a little bit worried about those kids who got sent to the office during the spelling test. You know, I would be like, they're going to miss the test. I've always been just intimately sort of concerned for children's ability to get a high-quality education. My most important educator/advocate role to date is that of parent of 2 Pittsburgh Public School students. And it's really when you get students, when you have your own children, that all of this schooling stuff gets really real. But it's my pleasure to welcome you here this morning. I want to tell you a little bit about A Plus Schools. A Plus Schools is a community advocate for great public schools. Our job is to inform, engage, and mobilize the community to make sure that we have a school system that works for every student. A Plus Schools is all of us in this room, about 6,000 other people, and who care and work for great public schools, great Pittsburgh Public Schools. It's really heartening to me that so many of us are so dedicated to having great schools in our community. I am always amazed at the A Plus School staff that is just exemplary. So I would like for us this morning to just give a round of applause for all of us who are A Plus Schools and for the great staff and volunteers of A Plus Schools. So next I want to talk a little bit about why we're here. We know that effective teaching is the hallmark of great schooling for our children. I know I have sat at the feet of a great teacher in my life. I know many of you have sat at the feet of a great teacher. We know what that does. We know what it looks like. We know how it transforms us. And I believe that every kid in the Pittsburgh Public Schools deserves to have that every single day. So we have an awesome day planned. We know that effective teaching is very important in the lives of our students, and we have an excellent panel of Pittsburgh Public School teachers who are going to come up and talk to us about effective teaching and what it looks like in their classrooms. This past fall, about 160 volunteers got together and interviewed some teachers and asked them what they need and what they have in order to do high-quality education for every student in our district. And today we're going to hear the results from these confidential interviews with more than 100 teachers in our district, learning what they had to say about great instruction, rigorous courses, and productive learning environments. So I'm really excited to hear about the results of SchoolWorks. After that presentation, we're going to actually brainstorm together about ways that we can make sure that we have an effective teacher in every classroom and that every teacher has what she or he needs in order to provide a high-quality education for every one of our students in Pittsburgh Public Schools. And then we're going to hear from the proverbial horse's mouths. We have this amazing group of young students who I know they're going to stir us into action. They are going to, we're going to all leave here because of them, we're going to all leave here on fire about what we can do to make sure that school works for every one of our students. During lunch, you're going to have an opportunity to participate in one of 3 workshops. They're designed to empower parents and caregivers with tools and with information that they need so that their high school students can be successful. And but first we're going to kick off with some comments from our Pittsburgh Public School Superintendent, Dr. Linda Lane. I just saw her a couple, oh, she's gone, and she's gone. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lane. I can think of no one better to kick off a day about creating effective teaching for every student in our school district, because I know Dr. Lane is very, very committed to that. Dr. Lane is a parent and a community member, an advocate, a teacher, so she is all of us who are sitting here in this room. We know that she shares our commitment to building a great public school system and where every child has an effective teacher every day. So please welcome Dr. Linda Lane.
Out of here. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and I'm happy to be here with you this morning. And some of you have heard this before, so forgive me if you have. But my husband and I, and he's back there, aren't you? Yeah, thank you for bringing me this morning. We talk about what we call Pittsburgh moments. And as many of you know, I haven't lived in the city my whole life, as many of you have. And so there are some things that are pretty special to me that you may take for granted sometimes because you're used to it, right? This is one of those events. Saturday morning, we all, probably have a little laundry that needs done and groceries that need shopped for and getting ready for Sunday and all those kinds of things that we could be doing. But instead of that, you're here. And of course, with our students, I hope you have homework that you need to be doing, right? They're smiling. Okay. So anyway, I call it a Pittsburgh moment because the community commitment in our city is, I think, phenomenal. And some of you may take this kind of thing for granted because you're used to it. You live with it all your lives. But I'm telling you, it doesn't go on everywhere. It doesn't go on everywhere. And so I can't tell you how much I appreciate your giving of your time, which frankly is the most valuable thing any of us has, to be here, to hear about this morning. And I'd like to make just a couple of comments about effective teaching. I've been in education a long time, and I've seen a lot of things kind of come and go. I really believe when we finally have gotten to the place of working on effective teachers, an effective teacher in every room every day, we've gotten to the heart of the matter. This is the place that will get us to our goal for the outcomes we want for all our children, and that is the college and career readiness. And I don't want to get into the debate about is college for everybody and all of that. But what I do say about that is the role of public schools is to prepare children so they have choices available to them. And so we cannot assume a future for a child. We have to make sure that they have the choice. It is not our decision who goes to college. It is theirs. So, we know whether it's technical school, 2-year college, 4-year college, whatever their choice is, we know in today's world that the high school diploma is simply not enough. It is simply not enough. And some of you may be thinking, well, you're not graduating 100% of your students yet, and that would be true. That would be true. So certainly, high school graduation has to be step one. But when I talk about talking to seniors on commencement day, and asking them, what's next? Where are you headed? What are you doing? What is your plan? And when they say to me, well, I'm going to go to Pitt, and I will say, well, have you applied? I don't want to hear you're going to Pitt and you tell me in the middle of June you haven't applied yet. So getting to that place, not only to the stage at commencement and across that stage, but also knowing what their next steps are. That's what we have to do for all of them. And that's the work we're about. That's why effective teaching matters. That's why your presence here is so phenomenal. So I want to thank you for that. And also, I do apologize. I am not going to be with you the entire time. I'll be here till about another 45 minutes. And so I'm looking forward to hearing. But I know we've got some staff folks here that I know are going to be sharing with me the whole balance of your day. I do want to recognize a couple people in the audience. I do see one of our, two of our board directors. One is Mr. Bill Eisler. And Dr. Regina Hawley. Oh! And of course you're right in front of me and I didn't even see you. Ms. Sherry Hazuda, President of the Board. So thank you all so much for coming. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well.